Hey guys, this is just a guy with another episode of the MineMogul stuff. I didn't expect to be doing another one, but I went a little bit overboard on the packaging machines down here. I wanted to make them work in my machine. So I had to basically redo my entire base. Not the smelters, but all the production stuff had to be raised up so that they could feed into it easier. As you can see, the copper plates just come down. I don't bother with rods right now. The iron comes from the other side over here. Basically the same output over here. I think I increased it to 4 instead of 3 though. And then it has a pipe roller here, pipe roller there, pipe roller there. And if they all make it past, they just go in the middle. Gold just goes up the ramp here. Nothing special. But they all come here to this big circle thing where these robot arms pick things up, put them in these chutes, which seems to really help them fall straight down into the packagers. I find that you want about 1 robot arm per packager. If you have 2, it can overload it and things start getting stuck and other issues. So as long as you only have about 1 robot arm facing each packager, it's okay. So that's why I have so many. It's a little bit overflow. Usually only about the first 3 get used on that side, and then from the copper it's the first 3 on this side. There are arms on both sides just for sort of an overflow protection, but for the most part they never make it that far. And an occasional 2 arms working on one thing seems to be okay, but consistently 2 arms or 3 arms is way too much and it blocks up. But as you can see, they all go in there. They go there fairly decently. I have almost no frames right now, I'll admit. Reorganizing my entire layout out to do this has put things on the belt longer. So I went from about 3,700 items to about 4,100, 4,200. And as you can see, my frames have taken a hit. It might also be all the robot arms. I have, I think it's like 12 right there in just the middle alone. So I don't know exactly. I did have to reorganize like this. Like there's just no room. I can't even really get up there anymore, like, to look at it. So yeah, it's kind of annoying that your head can't go through. But it doesn't really back up or anything, which is the main thing I was working on. So I made that 4 instead of 3. Let's see if I can actually get up here. The copper was a problem. I think you get more copper than anything. So I was having trouble getting it to work without backing up. But 4 of them individually separated by splitters evenly seems to work. Anything else is even slightly more random, doesn't work. And as you can see, sometimes they still pile up a little bit, but eventually that one will get less and it'll be okay. But all these just pump out and then come to the other side and drop down to the other pipe rollers. Mostly everything else about the layout stayed the same. The splitters, the furnaces. I did put the polishers at the beginning just because of the way I had to redo these machines. I couldn't really have a polisher down here. I really like how this turned out though. The copper is really churning it out. I don't know how many rollers you would need to actually get every single copper plate turned into a pipe though, because I have 3 on this side and still a lot of plates go by. I mean, some of them get skipped because they don't get close enough, but even without that, like, you would need like a dozen pipe rollers to get every single one. But as you can see though, the packagers work. You want to make sure there is absolutely no obstructions down here. You don't want them to hit anything and get backed up. Once they get backed up, once boxes start getting stuck inside there, you can't really get them out. Like, they don't get deleted by normal clear items, and if they get stuck in there in such a way, you can't use the magnet gun or the pull thing to get them out. They're just completely stuck. So that's kind of annoying. And if you feed too many items in there too fast, sometimes the items will get past the packaging mechanic and then they'll block the boxes from coming out as well. So eventually you'll have like a dozen or more boxes stuck in there. But as you can see, this works pretty well. Like, just want to make sure there's a thing out and up, and then, you know, it can fall down or whatever, but just want to get out of the way as fast as possible. You don't want two packagers facing each other or anything like that, because one packager could block the other packager. It doesn't make you any more money. If anything, it seems to be almost a little bit slower. And I like that I can actually see what's going into them, because I'd have room to see it this time. But I tried less packagers and they would just get overloaded. But as you can see, like, it's not really much of anything. You know, the ones that have gems in it get a couple hundred, but the ones that are just iron pipes and copper pipes are only like 300 cash. And it's obviously not saving me any item limits because I'm building it like 5 feet from the deposit box. So if you were building your base throughout the entire thing, it might be a little better, but I don't know. I just wasted probably like 5 hours rebuilding my entire production floor just to use those. But I wanted to. And I think it's kind of cool, and I like everything being vertical like this. It's just really hard to get up there and look at anything, fix anything. I have, since, I don't know if it's the frame loss or what, people sometimes say the smart splitters have issues, but as you can see, I have like an ingot right here that just sort of came out of nowhere, right? I do have these things right here because this is where I normally see them, is they fell from right here. Look like they fell through the plate roller machines. I don't know, that's because I don't have the scaffolding there, so I can actually get into my buying area. But there's a couple times where it seems like, well, that just fell. And like I said, there's not really a reason why it fell. It just sort of fell. I don't know if two plates hit each other in the air. It phased through the conveyor belt. For the most part, it's not even remotely lossless, but it would only be like a dozen items or so an hour. It's just random things randomly happening. Like, I did this over here on the corner, so it wouldn't hit a corner piece and possibly fall over, and it gives it a little bit more area to funnel over. And then like once in a million, the robot arms will pick an item up, especially over here, and then just drop it without it being quite in the right spot. It seems to happen the most with gems. Like, I see a lot of gems every once in a while just sitting on top of this robot arm. Like, I picked it up, tried to put it there, and just dropped it early, you know? As you saw, like there, like once in a while the rods will get stuck, but then the very next time will drop it. But overall, the robot arms are definitely the best thing I found for packagers. Hoppers, chutes, everything else normally like just don't work. They get jammed up way too easily. You don't want to feed a belt directly into one. I just never see it work out well. The robot arms are nice because they're a set pace, so it doesn't get overloaded. And when they release it, you'll notice it kind of drops them like straight horizontally, like the plates are in there perfectly, and it just drops straight down. It's not crooked, it's not slanted, so it just works, right? But yeah, guys, despite a couple things falling down here and there, this does work. It has utterly killed my frame rate, like I said, though. So I am about 3,100 still. But, I mean, there's a little bit of lag in visual, but I'm sure it looks even worse on recordings. But considering the game recommends items on 2,000 or whatever, I think it said, 4,100, and just a little bit of lag isn't too bad. Obviously, if I pick things up with my magnet gun, it gets worse, for always. But yeah, all this vertical climbing with all these slanted things just make things beyond the thing much longer than they used to be. So here's a bunch of items. Maybe that's where they're coming from. Not sure why, though. Maybe a large bunch of ingots got made at once, so they got stuck and got pushed out. I'm not sure why they would jump that. I do notice in general the slanted pieces are usually some of the biggest issues. If you put a slanted piece like right before sorter or something, it almost always has issues. But I can't do much about it. I mean, they're already walled pieces, and if you can't really, like, sometimes you can put like another piece right here, but this one won't fit. And that one there probably won't do anything. Right? Sometimes that'll help, putting in an outer piece there right next to it, but since they're ingots, I don't really think that's going to help. I don't know where these 1 in a million things falling out come from. But yeah, like as you can see, it really does pick up pretty well. Keeps up. It's on a little circular loop, so if one misses it, the next one will get it. Every once in a great while, though, you will see a piece that a robot arm just doesn't pick up, and it just keeps going around in a circle. But then if you pick it up with your magnet gun and drop it again, it'll pick it up. So I don't know what's... It's just a bug with the robot arms. Or I think if they tried to pick up an item but didn't know where the robot arm will touch it. But yeah, guys, this is... I guess we just got signed off. I just wanted a little quick video. Probably the last one I'll do for this series game until some major updates come around. I did spend probably about 35-40 hours on this game. A lot of it was just optimizing ridiculous builds like this that had no purpose. I mean, all this effort for a packager that's, you know, 2 tiles from the exit. There's no cash bonus or anything for the packagers. I just thought it looked cool. And I wanted to try to get it to work. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.